and just welcome everybody. Hey, you guys, good to see you tonight. Thursday night, 8 o'clock, Facebook Live. You know the drill. Those of you who've been hanging out, what are we going on? About 2.5 years. This is Conversation episode, interview 138, In Search of Awesome. We're always on the hunt for people that are taking the game to the next level. And tonight, she's a biggie. Evie and I go way back. Evie Rivera Peterson, she is a level 4 WA, baby. And let me tell you, she's a Jedi master on steroids. I just love what she's been evolving in the last couple of years. She's at Octagon Salon and Spa. Gurney, salon owner Janelle's in the house. She's going to be joining us later. Janelle Nagy and Summit coach Michael Nicholas, who, by the way, is on tonight, watching everybody blow it up. So let me tell you why I invited Evie. For those of you that don't know her, and a lot of you do, because she's been in the game. She's earned the right. Let me tell you, she's. In 2017, she's over the six-figure mark on a W-2. This is what she's trending in 18. She's about 20% up. And by the way, about 20 hours a week behind the chair. So she's like crushing it big time. Average day is 1,200. I think she's got a best yet that's well over 15. And you're going to see what her goals are. She's going to shoot for the infamous $2,000 day here. Average ticket's $120. Haircuts just over $60 at 62. So she's a Bali Lama, Jedi color specialist as well. She is the rainmaker in referrals at Octagon. She's running at 50 plus, but there's a lot of referrals that come in. Evie is just booked, and so there's a lot of beneficiaries that work there, rebooking at 90%. So her clients have, learned the hard way that if they're going to get in, they must rebook. 15% RTS or well over $1,000 a month. So she is she's crushing it big time. But one of the reasons why I invited her on tonight is she is, and it's a new word that we have in Summit Speak called litany. She's got a long litany, or you could say legacy, of associates in her years at Octagon. She was telling me that she has trained 40, yes, that's right, 40 associates. 15 of them are with the company as we speak, and you can see that the what is it? We got about 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7 at level 4s. We got 5 level 3s. One of them is now a manager, so you can see how they're growing. She's got a level 2, and actually has her associates on tonight. So it's going to be really fun to chat with her. She's got the whole family in the back in our green room. We'll bring them out in a little bit. Graduates from hair school in '86. Starts working at Octagon, and at that time, and in 2017, like I said, at a W-2 of 6 figures, and she's 20% up as well. Now, I want you to really start hanging out with her on her Instagram page, because she has 2 Instagram pages and a Facebook page. She's got her Evie D's design _ at Octagon Salon, and we'll actually post that in a comment box so that there's a link for you to go there. And she's got another page because she is as much of a tear sheet artist and a Redken artist as she is a service provider behind the chair, and that handle is Evie Design. And then, of course, she has her Evie Rivera Peterson Facebook page as well. She uses an 8+. She's got about 1,750 followers on IG. Substantially more than that on her educator page. She's got 4,000 followers on her Facebook business page, and the overwhelming majority of her guests follow her on one or more of those platforms. So she's crushing it. She's doing a good job. Now, with regard to who's who in her crew, that not every client necessarily gets a photo shoot. The photo shoot is when it's a transformation, and she's adopted her own language over the years. And part of the photo shoot is they're making a commitment to her in Octagon. It's a $200 to $300 ticket. That's that's a candidate for a photo shoot, as well as she'll go and see what kind of social presence her guests have, and how many people are following them. So she thinks it through. And her hubby is also a photographer that really continues to help her take her photography to the next level, as well as her experience with with tear sheets. So you can see she's got a lot of stuff going on. So as I always do, I'm going to bring her up. We're going to talk about her story a little bit, and she's got 2 or 3 of her best practices that I think you're going to be finding interesting. So I'm going to go in the proverbial back room. You got to keep your fingers crossed to see. To see if she's there. Rob's going to bring her up now, and there she is. Give it up for you guys, would you please? Did you hear me bragging on you?
Yes.
It's good to have you. I know you had a long day, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, listen, you got a whole bunch of people watching you. It went viral, so all your buddies are on cheering you on tonight.
Yay!
So listen, you and we've had a couple of conversations on the phone, and I just love your story, and I want to get you started with, what your life was like. It was either before or on the front end of Octagon and Summit, because there was some really cool stuff that was going on in that era.
This was like really awesome. When I got started with Octagon, Janelle, our owner and friend, and she was just an inspiration to me. So I love that about her. So I was like, I'll be there forever. And then we ended up getting in the Summit program, which Randy Kunkel brought to us, and it was called KRS. That was awesome because it changed our life in the salon. And so we had goals, we had structure, so that was amazing. So during that time, what took me out of actually a little bit of my shyness was there was a split end show, which is kind of like wife swap, but it was like stylist swap. And so I went to California, the girl came to me in Gurnee, and it really opened the door to me doing more. So when I got back, I seen Sam Villa at the symposium. That was one of my first symposiums I went to, and he was inspirational to me. So I was so excited to do something more. So when I got back home, I was like, gosh, I want to be an artist. Sam came into the salon, and at the end of the day, I was like, hey, I want to do this. And so he told me who to connect with. I went 12 days to Florida and learned how to then become an educator. And Redken has helped me out so much, took me out of my shyness more, grew me as an educator, and helped me to help even my associates and be a better player and a better educator. From there, I ended up meeting Giovanni from Tear Sheets, who was another one of my mentors and inspirations because I love the work that he does. And he's the founder of Tear Sheet. So he's always pushing me to jump in cabs and jump on subways. And so that was really taking me out of my comfort zone. And then I was like, I want more. What else is there? And Fashion Week came up, and I was like, what's going on with Fashion Week? I want to learn about Fashion Week. And so that was cool because then I got to get introduced to Fashion Week and what it's about and editorial. And I really love that. So I just keep going because it's like, I want it all.
Yeah.
And there's so much to do than just being behind the chair cutting hair.
Oh, I mean, I just love that. By the way, when's your biography coming out? I want to be the first to buy it, right? Because there been just like a whole bunch of definable moments in that. By the way, what year was it that you began working at Octagon and met Janelle, where it sounds like that was the first set of light bulbs then it was KRS and now it's Summit. What year was that?
So with the Octagon and Janelle, it was in '88 that I started.
And then when did you have your first introduction to meeting Randy and really getting on the system?
So with the Summit, it was 21 years ago.
Oh,
and that's when Randy came in, and it was called KRS.
Yes.
And so we were kind of like the first ones. He got to, we got to use it, and he got to use it on us, and we loved it. It was cool because it was different than just being on your own. So we had structure, we had goal settings. I love setting goals. So for me, that was great because I would just continue to set goals with myself. But then it's just like for all the stylists in the salon, it was goal setting. It was, I don't know how I want to say this. It's just that we brought opportunity.
Right. Yeah, it was a different, I think it was the first of many light bulbs that kind of turned on from you. And then, fast forward a little bit. Do you remember when you met Sam? Sam comes in and does the in-salon, and before you know it, you're on ramping to be a Redken educator.
In probably like 2007, I probably met Sam. And but in 2009 is actually when I really talked to him that day and got started with Redken in 2009.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I just did the math, Evie. It's like you start working for Janelle, meet Randy, and fast forward, what is it, 12, 15 years later, after being on Summit 2009 tennis, you meet Sam Villa. That changes the trajectory of your life. You're a Redken artist. And then when did you meet Giovanni and become part of Tear Sheet?
I think 2014, I met Giovanni, and I just really loved what he had to share and the editorial, because in the salon we entered in a lot of the books, the hair books, and I wanted to know the difference between commercial hair and editorial. So he showed me the difference, and when I took a workshop, it was awesome, because then I learned the difference, and I love the looks and everything about the editorial, and the inspiration was cool. So from there, I just started taking more classes, and then I was like, hey, what do I got to do to be on the team?
Right.
And that was history after that.
Well, it sounds like every one of those eras took your creative abilities to the next level, and you're still very much in the game. Now, somewhere in this history, you began working with the associate program, because you told me this a couple of weeks ago. It really got my attention. You have a lineage of 40 associates that you put out, and 15 today are a big part of Octagon. When did that era begin for you?
So like 21 years ago is when we got the program, and that was fabulous. When I got one associate at the beginning, but I was so busy still, I got two after that one. And from there, I continued to have two, and every like 6 to 10 months, we would get another one. And then I always had one that would train the second one, and I would jump in and help out as well, but we work together as a team. And that's the one key thing, is that you have to be a team. You have to work together, and you got to, be together and let them know how the day goes.
I'm absolutely loving this conversation. So here you are now. I mean, you're really in the game. You got, a couple of decades under your belt. What's your life like now, and how is it different than what it is? In a nutshell, people are saying, what's it like to be on the ride that you're on today in real time?
So my life is a lot busier, and I travel so much more now. I'm behind the chair 4 days a week, again, with my two associates, and just continuing to be a better finisher, a better educator.
And it looks like you've taken, your photography, as I've watched, look at your content on your Instagram platform, that continues. You're as much of a photographer as you are a hairdresser. I mean, it's almost like it's become the next skill set for you.
Yeah, you know what? I love photography, and with my husband being a photographer, it helped me with lighting and everything. But then I also took a power posting class with Giovanni, and that also opened my eyes to new things, and bringing in, the client a little bit closer, and just showing us different angles. So all of them, with having them both help me out, really helped a lot. And I always loved pictures and fashion, so I was always really into it.
Yeah. So now it's like you're there now, and so where does Evie go from here? I know that your best yet was around $1,500 for a best yet day. What's next for Evie? What, like, as you look out into the next year or so, what are the new milestones that you're going to be shooting for?
So I actually had a day of 1831, and then that was so exciting. And I was like, I've been hitting these days 15, 18. I said, this is good. So my goal to myself was to hit 2,000. So I would love to hit 2,000 a day. So that would be awesome.
That's the next bomb, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we've got about 5-6 minutes left, and I really want to spend some time on your tutorial, because you got my attention, and I can't remember. I follow you very closely on both Instagram and Facebook, and you were talking about how you were evolving. Not every guest, but you were booking. You were beginning to evolve a 15-minute booking schedule into your 30, 45, and it blew up the page. I mean, there was just like a ton of educators are going, what? So I wanted to give you an opportunity in your own words to tell the world, how's that work? What's that look like for you? Because a lot of people, you got them curious.
Okay, so now you're in my world. So this is good. And I love what I do. And I love my clients and making people happy and feel good and look great. So the way I book is, yes, you usually want to book every 45 minutes. But when I'm super busy, like my client will call and ask if they can squeeze in and get in. So what I let them know over the phone is, if I back to back you with another guest, are you okay with that? So we're having the consultation on the phone. And if they let me know that they're okay with that, I'm like, okay, so what are you looking to do to your hair today? Are we going to foil it? Are we coloring? What are we actually doing? So they'll give me a rough idea of what they're doing. If they're looking for a super like total change or transformation, no, I'm not going to book them on the 15th. But if they're looking to get maybe a partial foil or full foil and a haircut, I'll do it. But what I do is in that 15-minute, so I'll like I'll do their color first. Then I'll do my next client after them and I'll do a cut and color. And then I'll finish them and do their haircut. And then I have my 2 associates to help blow dry, but I go back and do the last minute touch-ups. So that way my hands are last on them.
Yeah, and I think a big important point is that these are guests that would call and go, please, 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 can I get in? And really there is no room, but you're saying, look, if you can allow me a little bit of wiggle room, I think I can work you in a way. I'm going to be taking advantage of my 2 associates, and I want to do it in a way that I don't victimize myself or other guests on the book. So you're real clear about the agreements for that are around. I'm going to call it making an exception to your rule.
Yes. And then a hot tip that I do is that I introduce my clients to each other. So I might have 3 chairs going on. Sometimes it's 4 when we're crazy, could be 5. But what I do is I introduce everyone to each other so they're comfortable. And that way, that just takes away the stress of everything. And they start talking, and half of the time they're exchanging phone numbers. They're taking walks together, having lunch together. And they're like, the next time they come in, they're like, where's my friend? I want to see her. So I think that's a key thing to do, is to introduce your clients when you have more than one, introduce them to each other. So that way they hang out and it takes a little pressure off of you.
I'm loving this, Evie. Because what I'm hearing you say is I've turned my clientele into a community, so that in those times I'm making those exceptions. Everyone's conscious about what we're doing, why we're doing. There's intentionality, and you're not just booking every guest on the 15. It's like no. I have my rhythm, but I'm evolving and understanding where I'm able to accommodate those. I got to get in, and it's large in part responsible for why you're assaulting a $2,000 day.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good.
I know that you have your 2 associates on. This would be a great time to bring on your 2 associates so that the world can meet Angelica and Christina. So bring them on so we can say, there they are. Give it up for those guys, will ya? Well, I told you both before the show that I wanted to give you each a little bit of an opportunity to share your experience of what it's like to be a student and have Evie as your educator. Angelica, you want to go first?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. She shows us a lot. Just on her education, it's a lot. Like, she goes and takes classes, and she comes back and she teaches a lot. Like, there's times when I don't even know how to take a picture the proper way, and she's like, you know what, angle it this way or do this way. Have your client pose that way. So it's good. She teaches us very well.
Yeah, so she's as much of your educator in real time as she is a service provider serving the guest in her chair, and she's always out getting re-inspired. So you're a beneficiary of her passion.
Yeah.
So how about Christina? What's your take on what's going on? What's it like for you, Christina?
So I just started 4 months ago, so I'm still learning how things work, but I absolutely love working with them. They teach me so much. Evie, actually, she's shown me some different techniques in cutting, also in color. I like working with her. She's an awesome educator.
Yeah, I can only imagine you two. It's almost like Jump Start on steroids, right?
Yeah.
And if what happens to the other 15 people that are now on the floor happens to you, I mean, it's just very exciting on what the next 5 or 10 years are going to be like for you. They're going to be exponentially better if you didn't have this opportunity. So congratulations and keep on booming.
Thank
you.
you.
Give it up for these guys one more time, will ya? All right. So, Evie, I want you, before we bring on Janelle, I want you to talk about tear sheet and power posting, because I think not only is that evolving you as an artist, a photographer, an artist behind the chair, but it's a new resource that's taking hairdressers to the next level that are becoming more social media driven.
Well, I definitely say it is so different now because it's all about social media. Before it was like word of mouth, but now it's all about social media, Facebook, Instagram. And so what's great about power posting and tear sheet is that we'll come into the salon and we'll show you how to do those things, how to take your pictures, how to position your client, the best lighting, and how you fine tune your pictures. And usually you thought, oh, I need to take her hair's down to her waist. I need to take the picture and have it come down to her waist. But no, you don't have to do that. You're focusing on the hair. So you can pull it up some. And so we show you how to do all of that. And so that helps out with your pictures and having like a smoother background and not all the stuff going on in the back.
Yeah.
So it really will help you to better your pictures on social media.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm watching and talking to and listening to the people that have kind of been trained by you, it's taken they've realized, gee, I was taking too much for granted in my photography work with my mobile and, spending time with tear sheet and the faculty. It kind of takes them to the next level, and all of a sudden the photography is as awesome as their finish and their design and their color. So it's wonderful. Nice.
Yeah, it's great. And the clients love it too, because they're like, wow, I look good. So then we send it to them and they can post it as well.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's very cool. Now, we got a couple, I know that Janelle, we're actually borrowing her house tonight, so I want the founder of the company to come in, say hi, and share her experience as well. So if she's there, go tell her to come and say hi.
Come on in.
Give it up for Janelle, will you guys?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good to have you. You and I go back many moons, my friend. It's been extraordinary to watch you evolve over the years.
Oh, it is good to be with you, Michael, and you are always a blast. You're a bundle of energy. I think you have more energy now than you used to have. I don't know where you get it, but I want some of that.
Well, in a nutshell, tell us, you were watching the interview. You're like, what's it like as you've watched what has happened to Janelle and your people, and it's evolving. The followers are no greater or less than the leader, and you've been leading this extraordinary village. So, what's it like? What's your ride been like?
Well, I'll tell you what, as I'm sitting here on the sidelines and watching Evie talk with you, I am just filled with so much pride. I'm so proud of her. And as you know, this business is all about relationships. It's all about growing people. And when I first met Evie, I fell in love with her. And she used to do haircuts in 10 minutes. Bam, 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 bam. This girl was just like a little mosquito. I go, Evie, slow down, slow down. And she has tremendous energy. Her work is impeccable. Her guests love her. The staff loves and respects and trusts her. She's got great leadership skills. I'm just so very proud of her and really blessed and honored to have her work on this team with us all these years. So we've gone through this journey, a lot of, ups, hills and valleys. There was one Christmas that we were under construction and we had 2 shampoo bowls that weren't even attached to the ground, and there were half ceilings hanging by wires. It was a mess. Randy helped us through all of that. It was a crazy time. And clients were lined up at those 2 shampoo bowls, and the ones with color and perms, we'd have to put them at the front of the line and make the shampoo people wait. It was insane, but we made it and we stuck together, and it's been wild and it's been fun.
Nice.
And we've got a really dynamite crew at Octagon, and I love it.
Yeah, and I think you guys are just getting warmed up. Well, listen, I got a couple of minutes left, and I wanted to ask. I think I'm going to ask the same question to both of you, and give us a nutshell. There's a lot of people that are watching tonight, and there's going to be several thousand people that's going to watch this over the next few days. And you two are standing in a place, frankly, that many people will go to 20, 25, 30 years and not get to that place. And they're looking and they're going, oh, you know, I'm getting goosebumps now just saying this to you. I would love to be there. Is that possible for me? So I call it the last words. What might your last words be to people that are in the places that you used to be, but have a desire to stand where you're standing? In a nutshell, what might you say to them?
Abby, you want to go first?
I would say stay inspired. Continue to learn education and never think you're ever too old to learn or you know everything. Continue to grow and help people and share, because I feel like we have a gift and we need to share it. So that's my motto, and that's what I always stand by. There's something with Redken that we always say: learn better, earn better, and live best. And that's my goal.
Nice. Janelle, anything you want to say as to, you know, your last words about what's possible and what might you say that would inspire somebody to have faith and stay on the path?
Well, one of the main things is to surround yourself with people that you love to be with. Yeah. That you need to be with fertile soil, good people, and always have a mentor that you're working with so that you're constantly growing, you're accountable to somebody. Because if you become a lone ranger, it's real easy to become either discouraged because you've run out of ideas, or become lethargic and just kind of ride the wave. So good mentors are what challenge us to grow and be better than we were. And we've been so fortunate to have people such as yourself, Randy Kunkel, and Sharon, Jane Salisbury, Michael Nicholas, just awesome teachers over the years. Our sales rep from Salon Centric, Steve Cohen, who we love like a brother, who we recently lost. And for those people who are, you know, salon-centric people or whatever company that you work with, find people who truly do partner with you. So, because we loved our guy like a brother, and we would laugh, we would work hard, we would make money, we would have fun every week. Mm-hmm. And so again, I just say, just select the people that you want to live with and live a good life.
Nice. Yeah. Well, listen, we're fresh out of time. Evie, I'm going to put we've got your handles on our program, but I'll post them on the page so that people can reach out to you. Give it up for Janelle one more time, will you guys? Thanks, Janelle. And Evie, I would imagine there's going to be a number of people that are going to reach out to you and want to continue the conversation. And I want to have you back next year so that you can tell us how many $2,000 days you hit. Yes, and if anyone ever has any questions, feel free to email me and let me know what they have. But nice. I'm always willing to share. I think we made history tonight, my friends. Let's give it up for Evie one more time for you guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, bye. Right. We'll see ya. One more time, you guys. You know, I absolutely loved, you know, what she was chatting about tonight. I think it was just an extraordinary interview. I love the idea. I'm going to see if my PowerPoint can come back up. But I really loved the idea of what she was doing with in her legacy of 40 associates. 15 are with the company now, and that whole point. And I hope that you guys were really listening. Of she doesn't book on the 15 minutes. She books on the 45. She follows the Summit, the Summit Associate Program, which I absolutely love. But she's saying, I do have a number of clients that'll call me last minute, please, please, please. And she's figured out a way, or she's evolved a way, a 15-minute window. But it's really clear on the front end. First of all, it's really the exception, not the rule. And the other thing that it is that she makes sure that the expectations are really clear on it, so that her guests know that I'm going to accommodate you. I'm going to be fitting you in. So, and they'll go, neat, yeah, I love it. And then when they come in, she talks about, introduces them to her other guests. All of her guests now have become friends, and so it's almost like a community. Her clientele has become her community. So I just love how she's continued to evolve that, and I just want to wish her the best as well. So we're fresh out of time, and as I always do, if you're new to us, please stay close to our Facebook page. Our handle is Michael Cole Summit, and that's the page you're on now. We do this every Thursday night, and there's a lot of things we do every day of the week, but this is Facebook Live. It's almost become a social digital salon training learning channel. Hang out here. I get more and more comments about, gee, I watched this episode or that episode and it took me to the next level. And it's free, you guys. It's absolutely free. All of our episodes are edited so that they're streamed down. Some of them even become micro learnings, meaning that they are 2, 3, 4 minute versions of it. And then what happens is they get uploaded on Summit's Summit's YouTube page, so that you can actually watch them. Now, you can go to Summit Salon YouTube if you want, or you can hit Summit Salon Michael Cole Summit. It'll take you to YouTube, or wait, there's more. You can go to summitsalon.com and hit /MC Live, and you will get from the most recent interview all the way to the first interview. So all of that's been curated for you, sorted for you, edited for you, so that you don't have to go hunting on YouTube. So I really would recommend that you take advantage of that. And then while you're on that .com, go just hit /products. It'll bring you to our product page, our pride and joy. The one that the resource that we just absolutely love is the Social Digital Planner. Now we're doing an enormous amount of training on how you are now planning, not just to upsell guests that are in your chair, but how do I fill my empty windows of time, whether it's this afternoon, tomorrow, the next day, this week, next week, 20 days out, using my downtime to learn all the things I need to learn about social media. And then as I begin to learn them, using my downtime, applying that learning, whether it's through posting, cleaning up my Instagram or my Facebook platforms, curating my photographs, watermarking. I mean, social media is one learning curve after the other. So as we use downtime to continue to learn that, and then use downtime to apply what we learn, that's what's filling up windows of time today, the next day, this week, next week. This is why we have, for the first time in the history, a number of service providers that are reaching six-figure incomes inside of their third or fourth year. So I hope you really take advantage of that one. That resource is nothing short of extraordinary. And then, of course, we have our calculator page, where we've taken all of the guesswork and math out of figuring out your annual income goals, tying it down to your daily service goal. You heard Evie talk about tonight, a $1,500, $1,700 day. Maybe you're not there. Maybe the next landmark for you is $300 or $200. We have calculators now that'll help you to figure that out, and they're for free. Just go to summitsalon.com, scroll down to the mobile calculator page, and you are in the game. No, wait, there's more. There's our tracking app. You can now download a tracking app that digitally tracks your day, your week, your month, your year. It's paired up to the level charts, so that it'll even show you when you've earned the right to raise your price. You're ready for the next level jump. So download that. You would just go to our .com and look for the Summit tracking app on our product page, and you're in the game. So enough said. If you're new to Summit, reach out to Salon Centric. we would be more than happy to come in and have a conversation with you about what Summit is and how it might be the next right answer in your journey as a salon owner. As always, I like to always end with gratitude. We get more good in our life as a result of expressing gratitude for the good that we've received. So these are our sponsors. L'Oreal PPD, thank you very much. And it starts, we got Redken here, we got Matrix, we got Pureology, we have L'Oreal Professional, we have Kerastov, Baxter, Essie, Mazzani, Shoe. These are all the brands that as you carry them and you use them and you support, the Summit is sponsored by L'Oreal PPD. So that support goes a long way to continue to allow us to, it's almost like I feel like I'm doing a commercial for PBS, public broadcasting service. These are our sponsors, and so they take good care of us because you support them. So please express your gratitude by getting involved in those brands. Our distribution arms are Salon Centric as well as State and RDA. These are the people, and it was wonderful. Janelle tonight was making reference to her sales consultant that has a long legacy with her as well. So support them. And last but not least, Summit Salon Business Center. Janelle and Evie talked about, they were here for 21 years ago, and they were here when it was virtually a glimmer in our eye. So thank you, Summit Salon Business Center. I'm one of the founders. I'm now a shareholder and working with a team. It's just a super team of people, and I love you all, and thank you for your support. So, been a great show. As I always do, I'm just going to end and thank you and tell you good night, and that we'll see you next week.